required, you know, kind of up to you guys. And then there was a vote that was taken. So, and I was in the minority, but I took a fair amount of the minority. But I agree that so if we, it does seem like we're an efficient group in a lot of ways, and we have good discussion and whatnot. But efficiency, I mean, was that really the goal of this settlement agreement? I think a huge piece was us and them. How do we bridge that gap? How do we all live together in a way that's more comfortable for us? And so it just strikes me still as an obvious that we should have some better input. I mean, it just seems very clear. We could say we're doing good work, but good work for who? I mean, are we all happy that we got something down that seems like it's meaningful, and maybe the police feel like they can implement it, but is it helping broadly or not? I mean, I'm not saying that we're not getting anything done. I think we are, but I think we are missing the point, and that we could, or missing a part of the point, which was a big part of the point. And I don't have like A to Z on how it will get done, but it seems like something needs to be put together that's a little bit more effective than what we have happening now. It's always like gnawed at me, like, but wait a minute, why aren't we getting more input? What's happening, and why is that COAB group? I mean, I don't honestly know why all, what's all happened with the COAB too, but it's dismaying, because I think you have a huge role in the whole process.
Yeah, I'd like to say something, if you wouldn't mind. Two things. First, I'd like to ask a follow-up question to Tom about this letter in the packet. You sent a letter to the mayor. It's the second page in here. Have you gotten a response to this letter?
Well, the letter is undated and it's labeled as a draft.
Just the first, yes, on the first, it's just right on the back of the very first page.
Yeah, Philip, it was simply a draft of a letter that I thought the COAB should consider sending. And as it explains, in part it was prompted by the response, a commendable response by the chief and the bureau to recommendations from the Training Advisory Council about 90 days ago, or 90 days from the time that they responded. And I know there's an argument to be made that there's a different line of authority or a different line of response that's in place, whereby the chief and the bureau is to respond to the Training Advisory Council. On the other hand, the COAB, besides making recommendations, is charged with giving advice to the chief and the city. And I think our recommendations constitute such advice. So I think that it is remarkable, understandable probably given the history of the city's response to police reform efforts in the city, that they have never responded, not once, to a single recommendation that the COAB's made in the last almost year and a half now. And not only is it frustrating, I think it's not furthering police reform. So I drafted this letter to formally raise the issue. Although we've raised it in other contexts before, it just seemed like, in light of the response to the Training Advisory Council's recommendations that I just learned of, that it made sense to raise the issue. I don't understand why we don't get responses. We just don't hear anything. And some of the recommendations I don't even think are controversial. They could just do them. And I can't imagine the Department of Justice would object to them. But they just sit there. And that is not, in my mind, furthering the police reform that the community wants and that the settlement agreement contemplates. So that was the reason I drafted the letter. And I would move that we vote on and adopt the letter and send it.
Okay, so who would like